handout. This is something that we're going to be working on for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months. This is the way that I see things unfolding. This is the way that I see things moving, and this is the growth that we want to move into. So it's talking about the notion that I am a unit of light and love in a unified field of consciousness. I'm going to briefly explain that. Sounds pretty heavy in one sense, but I think it's very important. When it says I am a unit, we can just say I am a soul, I am an energy, so nothing too much more than that. But I am a unit of light, and by light, what I mean by that is there's a knowing that is within each one of us. There is a knowing that comes from a higher consciousness, from much more of an eternal soul, and that we are a unit of that knowing. Whether it's the woman in the Uber car, the young man at the restaurant, it's simply we know better. We are units of this light and love. And by love, what I simply mean, the expression of the light. It's the expression of what you know to be true. The young woman, the woman in the car, the young man at the restaurant, these are values and principles that are very important to us. So that we are units of this light and this love, this expression, in a, and this is probably the most important thing, in a unified field of consciousness, which simply means that we are raising the consciousness of the planet, and we are in a unified field, that we are in a higher evolutionary consciousness. It's not just each one of us by ourselves, but we're part of a larger consciousness. We understand not everyone is in that larger consciousness, but we are. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's strong. It's very, very powerful. And I hope you're beginning to feel this more and more, that together we are a unity of souls, and we are a unity of consciousness. And that's what we consider to be the evolution, truly, of our lives, of the planet, and of our species. So I'm just suggesting this will be kind of the direction we're going to be taking in the next few months, and hopefully it might be something that you feel more and more and more and more. We're moving along. We're moving along to that higher consciousness, and very, very happy to do so. So just want to share that with you. I think we're ready to go now. Are we ready to go now? Yes, okay, we are ready to go now. Good. Let's begin. Every month, of course, it's always a joy to greet you in the teaching here. But what's especially interesting for each one of us is to see how that all of us together are really continuing our spiritual growth. We're continuing our spiritual awareness. Periodically, every once in a while, someone will ask me, they'll say something like, they'd like my view on a certain subject. So I'll ask them kind of like, do you really want to know what I think about a certain subject? And someone will say, well, yes, we'd really like to know what you think. And then I usually tell them what I really think about that particular subject. So what I'd like to tell you today is what I really think. I'd like to tell you what I really think in this holiday teaching, what I really think about you, what I really think about me, and what I really think about all of us together. And I'd like to approach this in three-word phrases. Three-word phrases. The first one. The first phrase that I'd like to explore today, and what I really think about, is the phrase, it's about time. But when I say it's about time, what I really mean to say is that it's about time to realize that we really are spiritual beings here on the planet. Our goal is to bring heaven to earth. Simple and plain. Our goal is to bring the higher energies into the planet, to live in such a way that we can honor and respect each other, and to raise the energies of our lives. I think it's about time that we get over our dramas in life, and more that we align with that spirit that is within us. I think it's about time that we get rid of the old belief patterns that no longer serve us, that just really mean very, very little to us, and we move into what I'll just call a newness of life, where we are kind of like adults of God. Adults of God. I think it's about time, more than anything else, that you fall in love with yourself. That you fall in love with yourself and create more and more from the goodness that is within you. Those are some of the things that I think it's about time that we do. Let me now move to the second particular phrase. The second phrase, the three-word phrase, is a very interesting phrase. It was a word that was used by U.S. Anderson in his wonderful book, 3 Magic Words. At the end of the book, at the conclusion, Anderson utters these 3 magic words. He says, "You are God." Or if these words are too much for most of us, perhaps these words will help. You are the God Spirit. You really are made in the image and likeness of God. You really are. You just really are. And we have to honor our Creator to be made in that image and that likeness. Or I love those words of Jesus where he said, well, how about being perfect as your Heavenly Father is perfect? Because you can. You can. You can be that way because we're created in that way. Or how about that lovely line from the Course in Miracles? You're an idea from the mind, in the mind of God that has not left its source. Don't you think that that's the way we're ready to do now? We're ready to realize that we are not leaving our source. It's so important to know that what Jesus had, you have. What the Buddha had, you have. What Krishna and all of the great teachers have, we have. We have the Holy Spirit of God in us, as us. Yep. We have that Holy Spirit of God in us, as us. And what I really think is that each one of us can say yes. We can say yes to the presence of the Spirit within us. I can only suggest to this, your highest priority of life, my highest priority of life is to say yes to the Spirit within me. For whenever you say yes to the Spirit within you, you're really doing the best you can for others. You really then begin to say yes to others. You are leading by example. The young man at the table, the woman in the cab. No less than Jesus, each one of us is a light in the world. And I hope that you feel this, that no less than Jesus, we are here to bring heaven to earth. Or let's maybe say it differently. Sometimes that's a little out there. But we might say that I think many people now are finding a home in you. People are finding a home in you. We are not waiting for some future event to come, but rather we are that presence here and now. We're not waiting for something miraculous to happen. It's already occurred. The miracle is the beauty of you. It's the beauty of you. And I think we are beaming that light more and more in all that we do. In your smiles, in your actions, in your touches, in your music. Each one of us, just more and more and more, we have become a new gospel. We've become a New Testament. The word testament means to witness. I think we've become that. We're a New Testament. We are a new witness to what is really real. You are, in a sense, bringing in a new way into the world where truth is not a list of commandments of do's and don'ts, but rather truth is the evolution of the light that is within you. Truth is the evolution of your light, for you are a creating energy. We are that new truth from the inside out, and we're ready to bring that forward. This is what I really think about each one of us, that we are the God Spirit. We are that energy. We are that light. I just encourage us to live up to our ancestry. To live up to our ancestry. Now for the third set of words. You might be saying at this time, well, when you say you're the God Spirit, how can you say there's another set of words? This is how. For many people, knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human experience is not enough. For many people, knowing that you're created in connection to your source energy is not enough. For many people, simply putting on the mind of Christ is not enough because those ideas have a tendency to be in your heads, and they don't seem to move down into the feelings of your heart. So what I want to suggest to you, that perhaps more important than simply you are God, or it's about time, the most important three words I would suggest to you are from the heart. From the heart. Let me be clear. Those three words, from the heart, in order for this to occur, I want to say it again, you must fall in love with yourself. You're not a piece of pepperoni. You're not chopped liver. You must fall in love with the self of which you're created. It is only in falling in love with yourself that you'll feel comfortable to share this love with others. When I say falling in love with yourself, I don't mean the little s self that simply leads to more and more drama. But I'm talking about that big S self, falling in love with the you that has not left its source. Falling in love with you, the part of you that has not left your source. Falling in love with you that has not left the source, that's what makes us whole and complete. We realize for that to occur, we got to do our spiritual practices. We have to get together with other people. But one of the most important things we can do is that when we do those things, we then feel that we are not falsely limited by dramas in life, but rather when we come from the heart and we make that our highest priority, whenever we come from the heart, rather than broadcasting drama, it is the heart light that you are now turning on. It is the heart light that you're now turning on. And now you're able to move far beyond the speed of light because you're now moving with the speed of love. Yeah? We're moving beyond that speed of light into the speed of love, that instantaneous, unerring notion of what is true and appropriate. I believe that you and I, we're beaming forth this light, just more and more and more and more. People like to have us around. They like us because we seem to bring a light. And sometimes they're not sure why they like us, but they do because, well, we bring a light. We bring a certain something that comes from the heart. And do you not see Do you not see that living from the heart, it's not just your hope, but it's the hope for everyone? So many people are dissatisfied because they put their hope and trust in things and people that are outside of them. We need to move beyond that, to know that the place of hope is the presence within you, and to raise that same presence of hope within others. Such an important thing for each one of us to understand. And then the beauty of it, of course, is that whenever you realize that your service is really, in a sense, helping others, you realize that every time you do something for another, you end up doing it for yourself. It's the extension of that love within you to another that enables you then to raise that quality within your own self. What I would just want to suggest to you is that the divine created us to be a reflection of it. And now, you are bringing hope and goodness to others so that they are reflecting back to you what the divine has asked of us. It's all about, so no, it sounds simple, love, 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 love. But that's what it's about. When we're moving from that place within us, we're helping others to reflect to others the universality of that love. I can only suggest this to you, that life, it, God, you, self, it's all a reflection of love. It doesn't mean you're a doormat, but it's a reflection of love, of the light that is within you. And all I can suggest to you is, this is our path forward. This is the evolution of our species. We're ready to do this. We're the vanguard. We're leading the way because we've surrendered to the presence within us. It all started from the heart of God, and it is now continuing from our hearts. It all started from the heart of God, the desire to extend, and now it's simply continuing from us. We can do this. We can do this, and we're going to help each other to do it. We can step up to the potential. We are ready. We are ready to love with every smile we give, every kindness card we give, and every act of goodness that just comes from us. Bless you, bless you, bless you, dear Rosalie. In conclusion, this is what I really think. But more than that, what I happily look forward to is doing this with you. Doing this with you. Can't do it by oneself, but it's a beautiful thing to do it with each other and with all those who will enter into our lives. Truly, it's about time. Truly, you are the God Spirit. Truly, we are living from the heart. With that, let me bring us now into meditation. Let go of the shore and let the waters carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe, and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. mystery.
No need to make a plan. Your heart will be your compass. Just lift your sails in faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of
The shore
floating
into the mystery.
floating
To the We happily let go of the shore and float into the mystery. And what I'd like to suggest today, that you float into the mystery of your self. Fully now dedicate yourself to this meditation, and I'll come back to guide you. Let us now begin the meditation just with a few simple breaths, just your natural breathing rhythm, just to settle your body, clear out your head, and bring your soul to the fore. Please do this now. Let us now begin our meditation by focusing on that phrase, falling in love with yourself. Not the selfish, narcissistic little s-you, but with your true self. That you begin falling in love, or perhaps falling in love even more, with that true self of yours, that part of you that you know more and more, that is connected to the God Spirit, that part of you that has not left your source. Would you just focus on that for a moment? You are one with your source energy. You are one with that incredible, wonderful God Spirit at the very center of your being. Please feel that. You are so kind, and you're so good. These are the qualities that define you. And yet you are powerful and strong. These qualities define you as well. For your kindness and your goodness comes from the Spirit of God. As do your power and your strength. You are not fooled by the dramas of life anymore. You're not fooled by them. But you happily give yourself in acts of love and kindness because they're you. It's who you are. You are moving from the thoughts in your head, which simply go in circles, to the feeling from your heart. Which gives you guidance and direction in life. You know where you're going from the guidance within you. You know where you're going. It's about time that we, together, are the God Spirit. Together. Guided from our hearts. Together. we are rising up in a unified field of consciousness. We are rising together in a unified field of consciousness. Because we are following the presence within us from our heart space. In response to our meditation, when we sing these songs, peace is flowing like a river, number 20, and we are blessings to the world, number 16. May you feel the joy of that, the happiness that we are the extensions of the God Spirit, happy and joyful within ourselves, and so happy and joyful that we can share this abundant life with each other.
Peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Love is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Joy is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me. Joy is flowing to the desert, setting all the captives free. Hallelujah.
of spirit on earth, and
who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. It's just about time that we fall in love with the self that was created by the God Spirit and speaks to us from the guidance of the heart. Our time has come. And just when you're ready now, just bring that attention back into the room and into your body personas, opening up your lovely eyes and allowing the Spirit to shine through.